Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the place where you get edified with yours truly, Dr. Eddie, best-selling author and empowerment speaker. How you doing? How you living? How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Listen, are we connected on social media? I want you to make sure that you connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and we don't stop at Eddie Connor Jr. And then, of course, join my community. Join my community where I empower you through faith, identity, relationships, speaker training, so much more. But you gotta register to get all of it and that much more. DrEddieAcademy.com is the place to be. And I'm so glad that you're here with me. Listen, I want to talk to you today about how challenges create champions. That's right. Challenges create champions. One thing I love so much is the determination of a Michael Jordan, the determination of a Kobe Bryant. They would find the little small things to really spark their motivation. They would find the smallest little inkling statements, negative terms, or something that would be a slight towards who they are. And they would use it to find, here it is, a game within a game. Jordan was notorious for it. He would take any slight and he would, chop his defender down, as they say, his op on the court, and really turn the opposition to a place of determination. That's one of the things that we all have to do. Muhammad Ali, the great boxer, the great social activist, the one who stood up for what he believed in, who literally fought not just in the ring, but fought to defeat all types of negativity outside the ring. He said the canvas is no place for a champion. One thing that you have to do, you got to realize you are a champion. You have to realize that the champion is not just the label that you wear on the outside. It's who you are that speaks to who the tenacity and the ability of what you possess that's on the inside. It begins with your mindset. Right? Are you going to think fear or are you going to think faith? You going to think doubt or you going to think determination? Are you going to say what you can't do, or are you going to believe that you can do all things, as scripture says, through Christ that strengthens you? Right? It begins with how you're thinking. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. You're right. It's about getting rid of the stinking thinking and saying what can't happen because somebody told you what you can't do, what you can't become, what you can't overcome. You got to brush your shoulders off. You got to speak life into your life. I really believe this, that your words create your world. What you speak into the atmosphere will appear. Your future or your funeral is literally on the tip of your tongue. Right? Even scripture talks about death and life is in the power of the tongue. What are you speaking? What are you saying? How you're thinking dictates what you're going to say. What you say dictates how you're going to live. So overcoming challenges, how to turn challenges into championships, so to speak, begins with your mindset. The game is won or lost before you even step on the field based upon how you think. Challenges create champions speaks to the whole aspect of number 2. You got to rise to a level of responsibility. They say the greatest ability is availability, but also one of the greatest abilities is responsibility. Nobody's going to do for you what you can do for yourself. The greatest help that you can get literally is at the end of your wrist. It's literally you working with your hands, is you developing, is you strengthening your ability, is you getting better each and every single day. Right? You're going to prosper based upon how you work, your level of work, your desire, your tenacity, your determination. Every single day, you got to say, listen, what's the challenge for the day? How am I going to overcome this specific challenge today? I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to falter. I'm going to finish. Let me say that twice because it's so nice. How challenges create champions is based upon you speaking life into your life. You taking responsibility and ownership for your life to say, I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to falter. I'm going to finish. Listen, you finishing might take longer than somebody else. Somebody might be able to finish in a month. Might take you 6 months. But you can't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 6. You can't compare where you are to where somebody else is. Because now you're trying to run their race. And when you run their race, you get out of your lane and now you crash. You got to be focused. You got to have your mind fixed. You got to focus on your focus. You got to run your race with determination. You got to assume a level of responsibility for your own life. Take responsibility for you. Success rises and falls based upon leadership. Before you ever lead somebody else, how are you leading you? Best person you could possibly lead is yourself. Right? When you rest your head on your pillow each and every single night, did you do what you possibly could to be the best version of you that you could possibly be that specific day? And if not, listen, there's some changes that you got to make. Right? There is no respectability without responsibility. You got to see it within yourself. You got to challenge yourself to rise to the occasion every single day that you rise out of that bed. It's your mentality. You've taken it to another level of responsibility. You got to get to another level. Thirdly, now, we got to move from excuses to execution. Listen, the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. We all can grow. We all can do better. We all can challenge ourselves to rise to the occasion on a greater level. You got to take the excuses off the table as to why it won't work. And you got to believe. And as you believe, you got to execute because it will work. Right? Whatever. Just because nobody in your family was ever a millionaire doesn't mean you won't be. Just because other people didn't amount to what they should have, and now they try to minimize you because they didn't have the tenacity, the unmitigated gall to believe in themselves. And now they try to stop you from believing in yourself. And now you allow it to happen to where you make excuses based upon other people's perceptions of you. You got to press out of the prison of people's perceptions. Unleash yourself. Unlock yourself. Get rid of that stinking thinking mindset. Right? This is a season of not more excuses. I'm making execution. I'm taking strides each and every single day. I'm taking the excuses off the table. You're not tired. You're uninspired. It's not that you don't have enough money. No, do what you have with what you do what you will with what you have. And as you do what you will with what you have, people will invest in you. But first, you got to invest in yourself. You got to see that your dream is good enough. You got to see that your vision is worth enough. You got to see that you have purpose. You were created for a purpose, with a purpose, on purpose, because you have a dynamic purpose. Got to discover what that why is. Listen, when you know what your why is, you're not going to give up easily. When you know what your why is, you're not going to make excuses. You're going to push the excuses off the table and do what it takes to enable yourself. Listen, I'm talking better than you tapping in. When you take the excuses off the table, now you enable yourself to go for it. No dream is unreachable. No vision is unachievable. No goal is unattainable. When you believe it and when you have the mindset to go after it. Listen, you may have to get up earlier. You may have to go to sleep later. Right? When everybody else is going off to happy hour, you may have to work that specific hour. Tap in to the greatness that you have that's on the inside of you. Are you willing to put in the work now for what you expect will happen? Told you, number one is about your mindset. Number two is about you assuming another level of responsibility. Thirdly, got to move from excuses to execution. Then last but not least, how challenges create champions is the fact that champions wear their crown. Listen, there's a quote that suggests every one of us has a crown over our head that one day will grow tall enough to wear. Growing is about maturing. Growing is about developing. Growing is about achieving. Growing is about reaching and rising and aspiring higher. That's what it's about, right? You got to crown yourself every single day. You got to crown yourself with love. You got to crown yourself with peace. You got to crown yourself with joy. You got to crown yourself with a determined mindset. Notice, I'm not talking about motivation, right? Motivation is like taking a bath. You're going to need it every single day. Motivation's up, motivation's down. Motivation's in, motivation's out. Determination says I can do what motivation isn't inspiring me to do. Determination is I got another gear that's on the inside of me. I've got something in me that I haven't used yet. And I'm determined to wear my crown. I don't know who I'm talking to. Brother, there's a king inside of you. Sister, there's a queen inside of you. You got to wear your crown. Your royalty demands loyalty. You got to be loyal to the purpose that you got that's on the inside of you. You know, they said loyal to the soil, right? The soil is the purpose. How are you planting seeds of strength and uprooting weeds of worry every single day in your life? Are you loyal to the God-given gift that you have that's on the inside of you? And hear me, if you're gifted, you will be afflicted. You're going to have to go through some things. You're going to have to grow through some things. Right? You're going to have to rise to another level of what it takes to be a champion. Listen, Michael Jordan took him 7 years to become a champion. He got beat down by the Pistons so many years. Right? He lost over and over again, brought himself to tears. Tom Brady faced incredible success his first few years in the league, winning championship after championship, but he went 10 years without winning a championship. But he didn't quit. He bounced back from a setback. Listen, last night you might have took an L, but today you got to bounce back. Are you willing to stay determined? Are you willing to forge that stick-to-itiveness that you have that's on the inside of you? Whether I win, whether I lose. And if I lose, I learn. All right? Michael Jordan said, listen, I never lost any games. I just ran out of time. Because even in the midst of running out of time, I learned what to do for the next game. I learned what to do for the next opportunity. You took an L, but guess what? It's a lesson. If you took an L, it's love. If you took an L, it's leadership. If you took an L, it ought to be that you're leaning on the Lord. Right? If you took an L, that means you ought to be leveling up. Because I'm wearing my crown. I'm not going to let nothing keep me down. I'm not going to wear a frown. I'm going to wipe my frown. I'm going to wear my crown. I don't care how much they broke your heart. I know it hurt. I know it destabilized you. I know the backstabbing really tore your heart into pieces. But you got to forgive and you got to move forward. You got to take your mindset to the next level. You got to assume responsibility for your own life. Right? You got to move from excuses to execution. And then you got to crown yourself. I wish you would just crown yourself. With all the gifts, with all the talent, with all the love, with all the identity, with all the greatness that you have that's on the inside of you, with all the gifts, the talent and the tenacity, for you to let it go to waste, you're cheating you're cheating me, you're cheating the world of what you have that's on the inside of you. It's time to go for it. It's time to turn every challenge into a championship because you're a champion. Listen, I hope you got something from it today. I really do. Just wanted to take some time just to encourage you, just to motivate you, just to strengthen you. Of course, I want you to make sure that you connect with me, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you know we don't stop. At Eddie Connor Jr. Listen, it's vital, it's imperative, it's important that you join my community. This is just a snapshot. This is just a little sneak peek preview of some of the inspiration I give you in my community. But I want you to get the full substratum, the whole thing. When I'm talking about faith, identity, relationship, speaker training, financial empowerment, so much more. Go ahead, register, join us. DrEddieAcademy.com. Peace and love. I'll see you. Love. respect, identity, success. We going to another level. Stay encouraged, stay uplifted, and you better stay edified. Peace.